welcome to the 36th Anniversary Phoenix Awards, a presentation of Citizen Action of New York and its Southern Tier chapter. This event took place on September 21st, 2023 in Endwell, New York at Atrio Banquets and Catering. The Phoenix Awards recognize individuals and groups from our community who have worked tirelessly and often silently to create a more just and humane society. Thank you for watching.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Chanel Boyce and I am the chair of the local board and I will be your MC tonight. If you're here at the Phoenix Awards for Citizen Action, it means that you stand for something, right? That you probably have stood for lots of different things over lots of different times. Probably, I see lots of folks that have been doing this for decades. Stakeholders. NAACP. Community Foundation. Just. Yeah, see, Roseanne always has it. And see, and no one's gonna top that, so I'm gonna just stop at that point, because she stood up to raise the roof. And it doesn't get better. Thank you for always being the life of the party. This is the 36th annual Phoenix Awards, and everybody probably has these little programs, but I still want to read it because it's important. The Phoenix is a symbol of life and hope emerging from the ashes, a thing of excellence, a paragon. The members and staff of Citizen Action feel like this symbol of hope is best exemplified by those individuals who have worked tirelessly to create a more just and humane society. Thank you for joining us as we honor these special people. So, first, I am going to introduce Salka Valerio, who is the community organizer at the local chapter, but I'm sure you already know her, so you should be clapping loud and loud and loud.
Oh, no. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to honor these special people. I'm always happy to see all of my favorite people in one room. Thank you for continuing to fight for justice on a daily basis, because this work definitely isn't easy. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. Y'all could be anywhere else, but y'all decided to be here. So the first recipient today is going to be Ms. Terri Weathers. Terri Weathers is a lifelong Binghamton resident, mother, artist, and activist and organizer. She has sat on the board at Citizen Action of South Central New York and for the NOMA North Domain Community Center. She has also was the recipient of the Black Excellence Award for Organizer of the Year for this recent year. Terri has helped build membership of the Binghamton Tenants Union, the stakeholders of Broome County and Citizen Action, and also for our Houseless Street Outreach team. A self-professed loudmouth, Terri can often be found loudly fighting for the rights and needs of our community. Terri is a very special person. I remember when I first met her, Terri was always loud. I was like, who's this lady? Like, she has so much energy. I've never even seen her before, but when we was out marching in the streets during the whole, George Floyd movement, she took the reins. She, just fit in what she could. She didn't ask, what do you need me to do? She just jumped right in. So, and that's something special and that's amazing. And I'm honored to give you this award, the Phoenix Award. And also, this is for their extraordinary contributes to the committee. Here you go. And we also got an award from Senator Lear Webb. which is very beautiful. And there's an award from Miss Donna Lapardo's office too. So congratulations. Is someone here to take a picture for us? Bravo, can you take our picture, please?
Oh, yeah, take all our picture.
Let's move over a little bit there.
Let's move right here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I have nothing prepared. Thank you for recognizing me. This is an honor. I just don't know what to say. You're all staring at me like you're waiting for something. Loud? Okay, well, I was just talking about the awful houseless crisis that we have going on right now here in Broome County. We were talking about it last night. Last night was street outreach. We go out every Wednesday night. There's going to be an award for them, so I won't tell you everything they do. But we were cooking. Thank you, Nate Hotchkiss, for your donations of foods last night. And to take things out to people. We are seeing more and more people on the street lately as the housing crisis has become, I mean, I don't know how to use a word bigger than crisis. It is a crisis. There are families here that cannot find any place to live. I know personally of 50 people that are trying to find 2-bedroom apartments. And I don't know. I know we're working with some of the radical and crazy kids up at BU. I know we are working with some radical and crazy people in the community. And I'm pretty sure something will come of it, because when we all get together and we all raise our voices, things change.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for recognizing me for being an outstanding activist, or whatever it is you're calling me this week. And yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Terri, for all of your hard work. She is absolutely amazing. There are not many words to describe how important she is to this community, and she certainly works tirelessly. And I think with little recognition, I think that's said for all of our awardees. Next, I would like to ask Dara to come up so she can talk about Miss Mary Clark.
So first of all, I'm not a great spontaneous speaker, so I did prepare some notes. And when I was asked if I would be the one to introduce Mary, I was so honored. It was one of those things that, you look around this room and so many people are certainly as appropriate, if not more so, to introduce her. So thank you for this honor. So I also want to thank the Southern Tier Citizen Action and the various other social justice groups in this room who have come together to make this occasion a celebration of the work that we do in the community. Anyone who knows Mary knows how deeply passionate she is about social and racial justice. And I just want to tell a brief personal story that I know I've told her before. So for those of us with a little bit longer term memory, I have 2 kids, and when they were younger, we would sit around the table and talk, dinner table, and talk about various shows or whatever. And one of the shows that they were into at the time was this show like Predator versus Predator. It's probably not the exact name, where they would, the show would be about if a woolly mammoth were to meet a saber-toothed tiger, who would win that battle. And in that discussion, one of my kids said something to the effect of, if Mary Clark and Eileen Hamlin got into a battle, who do you think would win? And the household was divided about which one. So I think it speaks both to Mary's force, but also to our dear friend Eileen Hamlin. From healthcare to bail reform, I've had the privilege of working with Mary to build community and solidarity with what seems to be to build solidarity on issues which, at best, it seems to be impossible to build this kind of solidarity. And Mary is tireless in her efforts, and for those of us who've had the privilege of working with her, we know how tireless she can be. She has worked in ways that, she's changed our reality in this community, and that's a pretty incredible contribution to make. And she has really done things that, at the time that she has set out her objectives, many of us around her would be like, you can't do that. On her retirement, she then pursued a campaign that seemed impossible and got our incredible state senator Leah Webb elected to office with not just by herself, but by the kinds of things that she always brings to these various campaigns, and that's about building community and making each of us understand that we're a part of that community. I just want to talk about the kind of Mary Clarks that I know. First of all, there's the Mary Clark who speaks to community and gets community to understand what it means to be part of the community and to own those responsibilities. There's the Mary Clark who is a force of nature and cajoles those around her to just do yet one more hour of canvassing. There's the Mary Clark who, with great cunning, will go to her Rolodex. For those of you youngins, that used to be our contact collection, and would very astutely call whoever was in the position of power to make some kind of decision about a particular matter and cajole them into at least hearing her voice as representative of a group of us. There's the Mary Clark who's had a few beers, who becomes this incredible storyteller with great humor, and usually she's the butt of her own entail of stories. And it's always a pleasure to hear them, even if you hear them again and again and again. And one of my personal favorites, there's the Mary Clark, who I call the Sister Mary Clark. It's when, she's really angry, but is trying to bring reason into an unreasonable conversation. And she gets kind of really tight, and her voice becomes sort of seductive in the way it's trying to get people to understand her viewpoint. Finally, there's the Mary Clark who is generous in spirit, who makes even strangers feel heard and part of the larger community. I am incredibly grateful to be able to call her a friend. I think many of us would agree that this applies to all of us, because Mary Clark makes all of us a better person. So thank you. want to do the presentation? I don't know what these. You're going to take a picture.
Yeah, we will. You don't want her to speak first? Yeah, we don't let you talk first because they want to hear from you, Mary. You have to talk first, then we'll take pictures.
I love you.
Love you. Goodbye.
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm deeply honored. The Phoenix Award has always been one of my favorite awards because it really thanks people who are kind of in the shadows, in the background, who are doing incredible things that most people don't recognize. And so I feel very touched and very humbled to receive this award because I always feel this award is really about all the people in this room. I look around and I'm receiving this award, but the only reason I am is because everyone who is in this room today, because you have all been part of the fight and the effort to fight for justice. And one person doesn't do this. I've always believed in collective action, and I believe in the power of people. And I think everyone in this room has played a role, has been a part of making the world a little more just, a little better place, a little better for most people. And that's because of everyone in this room. Because I didn't do this, I might have annoyed you to, might have spent some time annoying you to, come on, let's do this. But I always said, the one talent I did have was I never had a good idea, but I could recognize a good idea. I never really had the capacity to make change happen, but I could recognize the things in each and every one of you, what you could do, because we all have a role to play. We all have something in a unique way that we can contribute to justice. We all don't have to run for office, or we all don't have to, but we can stuff envelopes, we can knock on doors, we can make phone calls, we can just be creative with good ideas. And that's really what Citizen Action has been about, is collecting people who care about justice. Because this is the most endearing thing to me, is working with Citizen Action. It was never working with people who had an ego, who had to be in charge. It was people like you in this room who were about wanting justice and trying to figure out how we together can push and be a force, be a avalanche for the change we want to see. And so I really feel that this award, for me receiving it, is I could have never done anything without the power of every person who was in this room. And I look around, and I won't name people, but I look around and I think I can identify the role each of you played in moving forth, bending that arc towards justice. And sometimes we feel like in battle, particularly lately, that things are moving in the wrong direction, but if we stop, then they win. So despite we move forward and maybe get knocked a couple steps back, we need to keep fighting. and I can't think of better people and have fulfilled my life with working with such incredible people. I just watch people who have grown from, like you described, like, you know, Leah, I met her when she was 11, you know, and she was part of it, but to watch her growth, to watch everyone's growth in this room of what you've contributed, I'm just touched and moved by the wonders and the power that is in this room, and we need to continue on, and I can't find better people that I would rather spend my retirement with than to continue the fight. And I look forward to continue. I don't have to be in charge of anything. I can go in and out of town, which makes me happy. But it's so wonderful to know that we as a collective can still work, elect wonderful people who are running for office this year, can make the policy changes we want to see, and to continue on. So I invite you all to join us. And we have two wonderful people who are continuing, and I visit with them, but you can't expect greater people to continue the fight, and that's Salka Valerio and Rava Root. And so I say, join with them, be a part of it, and let's continue the fight together. And I appreciate all the wonderful years I had working with everyone, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart to allow me to have been able to do this. Thank you.
I think everyone, they should pass some clipboards around because you always move us over. Look at she has one. Pass the clipboards around. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that our executive director, Ms. Rosemary Rivera, is in the building, and we're so happy to have you. Do you want to? Oh, yeah, and she's very good at that. We know. She's very good at that. Okay, so we are going to move along with our program after we give one more round of applause for Miss Mary Clark. Okay, so next I'm going to ask Ravo Root to come up, our other community organizer, and he's going to be presenting the next award. Everyone, please give a round of applause.
All right. How do you follow that? Come on. First, I just want to thank Mary for all the guidance she's given me, too, and just making it such an easy transition along with Salka. And I think that's a good segue to the guy who I'm about to talk now, is Nate Hotchkiss. Look, in a time where we see divisive politics, and we see politics on both sides who are so divided, but also politicians who are paid off and corrupt, this guy is someone who is by the people and for the people through and through. He's the example of what we want a politician to be. He's a community organizer. He teaches me new things every day. Look, I call him just like Salka, and we'll say, hey, what do you think about this housing policy? Look, with housing, that has become a #1 issue because things, like Terri said, are incredibly bad. Not only in this area, but in this state and throughout the country. And things need to change. And that's not just Republicans, that's Democrats too. So that's why we're looking to elect someone like Nate, and we're looking to elect Nate into this position so he can fight for us, because we need someone who's a fighter. It's gone too far with politicians who take money from corrupt special interests, and this guy's someone who's going to fight for us. So look, I won't keep going, but what I will do that's going to embarrass him, and I want everyone to join in if you'll indulge me, is I want you to chant, Nate is great, Nate is great, Nate is great, Nate is great. All right, Nate. I'm honored to give him this award and give him the Phoenix Award. Come on up, Nate.
So, you know I gotta say something about you, right? So, Nate is a really good friend of mine, and I am honored that, you were nominated to receive this award because for the past couple years that I've known you, you haven't stopped. Like, I don't even want to cry. Wait, hold on. Because Nate has done things like help people move out their house, go after slumlords, put water back on for people, sometimes even spending his own money to help a single mom. Like, he has really done great things, and it's not even all about him running for office. Like, when I talked to Nate about running, he's like, are you crazy? Like, he wasn't never looking into the future of politics, but he's seen the climate that we're in and how, it was just so bad that he stepped up to the plate and said, I have to do something about this. I can't just sit idle, so I'm gonna step up and we're gonna see where this goes. So I am so honored and happy to give this to you. Thank you for being great and always being selfless.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. So, yeah, I really appreciate this, but I want to comment, I was just at a fundraiser with Mary, and I don't think I've ever gone anywhere where she hasn't had a clipboard. So I feel like she wakes up in the middle of the night and just goes to find a clipboard and try to get people signed up for things. She never stops working, and I think she's a really great example to follow. And so can we give another round of applause for Mary? What do I want to say? No, Thank you for providing so much levity to make this easier. I haven't received an award or recognition for anything in a while, and I can't remember another time that I have, but I found one of the previous year's packets just laying around Citizen Action, and just looking through the previous award winners, I feel even less worthy of this because there's a really star-studded cast of people that are I recognize from what they've done in the community. So it's really, I don't feel deserving, but it's a great honor to be amongst those folks who've done so much in this community. So thank you so much for honoring me. And I think I just want to echo everything that Mary said, that I'm not here without you and without this community and without having you all to foster my thoughts and beliefs and where I put my time and energy. I wouldn't be here to do this work or receive this award. So thank you all. Thank you to my parents for being understanding while I'm getting arrested and stuff. I know it's for a good cause, right? But yeah, and I've got a lot of a great support system, which I keep recognizing how fortunate I am for that. I've got two really supportive sisters. I've met so many great people like Salka and Ravo. I think the great thing about them is they're both, I'm a very non-confrontational person, but they're both hotheads, so they're the people that you want in your corner, because they'll stand up for you in a heartbeat and they won't hold back at all. So I appreciate them so much. I appreciate Anna so much, my girlfriend, who's been very supportive while I've been going through lots of turmoil. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate this award, but I'm still running for office. So if you're here, get a picture with me and post it on the internet and be like, Nate, congrats, you, and tag my stuff. That would be really great. But I appreciate this so much. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
picture. Also, I wanted to put my 2 cents about Mary. Mary, I just want to tell you I love you. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for watching me grow. Mary has been in my life for a while now. Jamel's 15. I think we met when he was like 3. And Mary encouraged me. There were times I'm like, I can't do that. I can't speak in front of people. And Mary pretty much sowed the seed and like just brought it out of me. And that's what a good community organizer does, is finding talent in people and growing them and like pushing them forward into the leadership. So I just really want to thank you for your guidance. You're retired, but you're still around, so I'm grateful for that. So yeah. So the next award, the next award is actually going to go to my favorite group of people. I got a lot of favorite group of people, to be honest. I like everybody. But these group of people are special to me. So they're the stakeholders of Broome County Houseless Outreach Team. It was formed in November of 2021. The stakeholders of Broome County's Houseless Outreach Team came together in the absence of consistent, regular canvassing of known locations in the greater Binghamton. I don't even need to read this. So because I was around that table, we decided to do this. So, you know, we was just sick and tired of our houseless neighbors not getting treated the way people should be treated. And that's with like care, looking them in their eye, asking them how they're doing, not pushing them to the side. And, you know, time and time again, I've seen that people that were supposed to actually be doing street outreach were not in the street outreaching. And the problem, and I always think, when I was a teen, I was homeless most of my teen life. And outreach is not 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is easy to access resources. It's easy to get somewhere. It's easy to get a plate of food. The hard part was about, you know, in between 10 to 12, those hours where it was hard to reach people. You know, an outreach worker is not somebody that should be sitting in the office waiting for people to be contacting them. You're supposed to be outside, reaching out to people. So we decided that, you know what? We're just gonna put together an outreach team ourselves. And these people, a group of volunteers, with using their own dollars sometimes to fund the work. They don't have a 501c3, you know, they're not funded by people. It's straight community donations that would go out each night to actually talk to these homeless people. Last year, they literally saved someone's life who was outside in the snap of the cold, and he had frostbite on his feet. And if you never worked with a houseless person, they're really afraid to go and ask for help. They don't trust people. They don't like going to the hospital. So it took a long time, a while, to form a relationship with this individual, for him to know that we actually care for him and care about him, and be able to talk him into going to the hospital. And while he was in the hospital, Terri, Bev, Castillo, everybody that was on the outreach team took turns to sit with him in the hospital while he was there. Unfortunately, he had to lose his feet because it was so bad to the point that he could have lost his life, so they had to give him a double amputation. But throughout the whole process, these volunteers sat next to his bedside, even found his family, to reconnect him with his family. And this is stuff you're not going to see on WBNG. We don't take photo ops with our homeless folks because, you know, that's not what we're there for. And we're not putting it all over social media either, because we don't need to. But I'm glad I got this day to actually tell you guys about this story, because it's very special, because these are selfless people, and because of them, this houseless person was able to see life today. So I just want to bring them up here. Beth, Castillo, Terri, please come up here and receive your award. And I know they all, and they didn't want to get no award for nothing either. I had to like pretty much bend their arm to say, come get it, because they're wonderful, and I'll have them talk. And they go out each night from like 12 to midnight, sometimes even tired. So here you go.
Often even tired.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Callisto. This is Beth. Terri. You know Terri. So for those of you who don't know intimately what we do, yeah, we go out once a week and we find people who have need, and there is tremendous need right now. And we deliver them supplies, food, sleeping bags, warm socks, things, anything that we can really get our hands on. And it feels kind of weird accepting this award, because like we couldn't be doing this if it weren't for all of you who have donated warm socks, thermal blankets, things along, like anything and everything. So there's a very large group of us, but we're the only 3 that could actually make it tonight. So we're very honored to be accepting this on behalf of the entire outreach team. Last night actually we were packing up my car to go out. And I asked Terri, hey, are you excited for the Phoenix Awards tomorrow? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And she turned to me and said, how are you with speeches? And I was like, I have no idea how I am with speeches. So I didn't prepare anything. But thank you.
Doing good.
Thank you. So yeah, again, we absolutely couldn't be doing this if it weren't for all of you. And I'm a relatively recent transplant to Binghamton. I came to Binghamton University in 2020, and I've been only involved with the stakeholders and outreach for not too terribly long, but it's pretty amazing that I've been given this opportunity to actually do something tremendously impactful to the lives of others and be able to find home in a community, really, like a really wonderful community, because not everybody even gets this opportunity throughout their entire lives, and I've already found my home pretty quickly. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say.
I just want to give an update, quick update on our the houseless gentleman that Soka was talking about. He did lose both of his legs up to his knees, but the good news is his disability finally came through.
Yeah.
So we're hopeful that this individual will no longer be on the street. He is currently on the street, but we are hopeful that now that his disability has finally come through, that he will be able to get himself a house or a home and get up off the street. Yeah. So we don't get to have too many good happy endings, so like that's a real big deal for all of us right now.
Okay, thank you all for being here with us tonight. Now we're going to wrap this up. But of course, we have to thank our sponsors, because without them, this would not happen. So thank you to the Community Foundation of South Central New York. Thank you to, oh yes.
Karen Beebe.
Thank you to Karen Beebe. I think I saw her somewhere in the back. Thank you so much. As well as staff. Thank you so much for being a sponsor.
Yes, and thank you all who, answer our phone calls day in and day out. Thank you all for continuing this work wherever, you fit in. Thank you for being a part of Citizen Action. And also, if you're not a member, please become a member. And you can do that online. Rosemary, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you traveling all the way from Rochester to be with us in the room. Thank you so much. And yes, and we will keep in touch, because there's still work to do. There's always work to do. And let's get our wonderful candidates elected to, the city council, because we need to flip that. Also, let's make sure that we elect our DA, Matt Ryan. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of work to do, and being a person on the ground, I see it. Huh? I see it day in and day out. You know, I get those phone calls every day, like I'm sleeping in my car. I have babies. They just call CPS on me because we're in the car, but then I go to the Y. You know, DSS got me on hold because I didn't. You know, DSS really put people on 30-day restrictions from going into emergency shelter if you miss one landlord on your landlord log. This person needed 34. She had 33, and they sanctioned her for 30 days. And you know what that meant? She had to sleep in her car with the babies. And when people found out she had to sleep in the car for the babies, guess what? CPS was called. Meanwhile, she had nowhere to go. So there is really, 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 you know, a need out there for us to flip this council, because without us flipping it, it's like a brick wall. We can't get nothing done. So we got to make sure that we're out there and telling people to vote for the right candidates, not candidates that are just there to, you know, to be a rubber stamp for anything. You know, we shut that whole thing down with the pilot agreement when they wanted to, you know, definitely shut that down. Our city council, Kenya, she's on the west side. She's here too. Hi, Kenya, wave your hand. She's also running. So yeah, so luckily we were able to shut that down because, you know, it's just not right. We don't have the need in our community for another luxury housing, another development. We need family housing, and we need it now. So thank you all. Continue to, you know, fight for justice. I appreciate you all coming out and for your time. I love you all, and I hope you have a good night and get home safe.